Today on What Went Wrong, we talk about how much money you should put into your film and other. Hi, I'm Brett Mauser, and I've made over 40 feature films, and I made a lot of mistakes, and I'm here to share them with you so you don't make them as well. One of the biggest mistakes you can make as a filmmaker is putting way too much into your movie, especially if you're just starting out. While living in Corpus Christi, I made 6 features, one of them for $65, and people took notice. One person who had never so much as picked up a camera before decided they could make a movie and put $75,000 into a 12-minute short film. Well, he finished it, but it looked a lot worse than my $65 dog's life. And that wasn't exactly a thing of cinematic beauty. So how much should you spend? Well, it goes back to the first question you need to ask yourself. What's the goal of your film? If you want to make money on your film, you're gonna have to spend a lot on it. And the most important thing to spend money on? A name. An actor or actress that is going to make people want to watch your film. Look, people are sheeple. I know, it sucks. Sure, you may say that you and some of your friends will watch anything so long as the cover art looks good. But cover art isn't what it used to be, especially on streaming services. You get a tiny little thumbnail and a quick little log line to convince people to give your movie a shot. You're not going to get to put a cover box with great art they can hold in their hands and look at closely and appreciate for its artistic merit. They can't flip it over for more art and pics from the film. They get a tiny little 3x4, 4x3, or 16x9 image that is on a screen with dozens of other films. So the best way to catch someone's interest is to put an actor they know and love on the box. Sheeple also think that because a well-known actor is in a film, then it must be good, because why would an actor be in a movie that's bad, right? So maybe you like the indie films, low budgets with no names in them, but you're the exception. I promise you that. Sheeple want a movie with names and high production value, great sound and special effects, and you're not going to get that with no money. Now, almost all known actors are members of an acting union like SAG. We'll have an episode talking about that, but for just a quick example, let's talk about the SAG ultra low budget contracts, which a few years ago you could get someone for $100 a day. But that's for theatrical release only, which means no YouTube, no Amazon or Hulu or any other streaming service. No DVD or even VHS, just theatrical. And since no one knows you or your movie and doesn't have a comic book hero or a teenage magician or from some particular book series, you're not getting into a theater. So now you're looking at about $1,000 a day minimum if you want to be able to get all of that. And that doesn't include the required bonding, insurance, travel arrangements, limits on shooting days, required lunch breaks, and quality of food. All that is coming out of your pocket. And let's face it, if you're watching this series, it's because you have no money and still want to make a movie. So a big name, out of the picture. Great special effects, audio, and high production value are also out of the question. So give up any thoughts of making money on your movie. Are there exceptions to all of this? Sure, but you're not going to get there on your first or second films. So you're stuck with a no-budget film that isn't going to make any money. So how much do you want to throw at a movie? Do you have $75,000 you want to throw into your film instead of investing in the stock market? Cool, then spend that. But if you don't, then don't spend anything you can't afford to set on fire, because you're not getting that money back. We've sold some films, yes, the highest dollar amount being $18,000. Then our first couple of films for $10,000. A few more for a percentage of the film up front. And of course, since percentages come from net profits, we never saw a dime from those. So if you know that best case scenario, you're going to make 10 or 15 grand from selling your film, how much would you want to spend at the very most? Not even 10 grand. Even then, that's especially high for your first film. You want to spend as very little as possible. But don't worry, there's good news. You have me to tell you how to do it with no money. So subscribe, ring bells, and do whatever you're supposed to do with these channels so you can stay up to date and be notified every time one of these videos comes out. That way, you can learn all the tips and tricks of making a movie with no money.